welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal,
I'm Andio.
and we are KAMMA. Finally back after a week off, back to business, talking about UFC Vegas, UFC Fight Night Vegas 97. And this one is going to be, it looks like it's pretty good, this card, man. I like what I'm seeing so far. And the main event is, of course, going to be Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. But we're going to talk about our early predictions for the prelims. And so the first fight of the prelims is going to be Ziggy Ramaska versus Nathan Fletcher. After that, it's Andre Petroski against Dylan Butka. Jacqulyn Amarim versus Vanessa Demopolis. Gabriel Santos versus Yiza. Andre Lima against Felipe dos Santos. Isaac Delgarian versus Brendan Morat. And finally, the main event of the prelims, Ovin Saint-Preux versus Ryan Spann. So we're going to get right into it, and let's talk about the first fight, which is Ziggy Ramaska versus Nathan Fletcher. Andy, this fight was supposed to happen in Vegas 96. It got pushed over here to now Vegas 97. We talked about this in our early predictions in Vegas 96. If you guys want to see the full video there, but we'll talk about it again. Let's get into it.
I'm going to touch on this fight a little more here. I think it should be obvious by now that the pick is definitely going to be Ziggy here, Ziggy Ramaska. I just think he's more seasoned. He's more intense. He has more finishing power. And I just wanted to say I haven't seen much good out of Nathan Fletcher. He's pretty boring to me. He doesn't have very good striking. And I don't think he can put up with Ramaska's intensity from the Baltics. Who you got, a real deal?
All right, so again, my pick is going to stay the same, man. I'm still sticking with Nathan Fletcher. I stuck with him before. I talked about it before, why I have him. Now, Nathan Fletcher, the reason why the fight didn't go down is he had a staph infection on his arm. There was like a cut on his arm, and it ended up being a staph infection. And this is the reason why this fight was postponed. Now, as I mentioned in Vegas 96, all I saw from Ziggy Ramaska was a guy that was constantly on the ground, constantly falling down on the ground, letting himself get taken down, backing up, falling down on the ground. He almost invites people to come and take him down, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to try to latch up some submissions from on the ground. But I don't find him to be that great. Yeah, he's going to be taller. He's going to be 5'11".
Yeah,
to the Nathan Fletcher, who's 5'7", but the reach advantage is there's no reach advantage. They have the same reach, and like I said, what I like about Nathan Fletcher is the guy's got submissions, man. He's a better jiu-jitsu black belt than Ziggy Mantis. He's got better submissions.
I don't know about that one, but go ahead.
And I also find that he's a better grappler. I think that he's better wrestler, better grappler, and he's got more submissions. Ziggy Mantis throws wild punches. He throws wild. He's not very calculated. Fletcher, like I said, man, he's going to take him down. And I see this. Nathan Fletcher is one of these guys that's relentless with the takedowns. He's just going to be all over Ziggy Mantis, getting him down on the ground. And Ziggy's going to let him get him on the ground. And when that happens, I think Nathan Fletcher is going to latch up a submission there. So I got Nathan Fletcher winning by submission or decision. Still the same pick in this one here, man.
I think he's going to piece him up on the feet a little bit. Whether or not Nathan Fletcher gets him down, I don't think it's going to cause many problems for it because he's too simple, bro. He's too simple of a fighter. It's not going to cause Ramaskas any problems, I don't think. We disagree. Moving on.
Disagreed on this one last time. It's for me, nothing has changed. Like I said, I'm still going for Nathan Fletcher. All right, let's move on up to the next fight of the prelims. We got Andre Petroski versus Dylan Butka. Now, for this one here, I got Andre Petroski. Now, the thing about Andre Petroski that we're worried about, man, is his chin, of course. You know, Andre Petrovski's chin is very, 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 it's very suspect. And, that's one of the things we're worried about. I mean, he did get knocked out by somebody's hip in one of those fights.
Yeah, ass. I like to say ass, but whatever.
And, so his chin is very suspect, man. But Petroski's the better fighter, man. He does have some power. He's very, very good at wrestling, very good at grappling. He's obviously going to be better than Dylan Butka at grappling and wrestling.
I don't know.
I think Petroski's path to victory is exactly that. He's gonna. He just recently beat Josh Frem too, who's really decent. Uh,
Garbage.
who has Dylan Butka really fought? He lost his first fight in the UFC against Cesar Almeida, and Cesar Almeida is a striker, and Cesar Almeida was able to take down Dylan Butka. So Andre Petroski is going to have no problems taking down Dylan Butka, and for sure I'm going with Andre Petroski here. Obviously, Andy O, you're going for this loser Dylan Butka here, I see.
Unfortunately, no. I was looking for every way to go for Dylan Butka, but I have to go with the guy I feel is going to win
So
the
why
fight.
were you shaking your head at everything I was saying?
Because I just don't think I still don't think Andre Petroski is still that good. I was nodding my head when you were talking about that he's susceptible to getting knocked out. The thing here though is that Dylan Butka is not a good striker, and I don't think he's going to be able to capitalize on the openings that Petroski is going to give him. Butka, his thing is wrestling, and he's an incessant wrestler also. Unfortunately for him, he also gets very tired, more tired than Andre Petroski. Like Petroski's gas tank held up like the whole fight in the high altitude last time against Josh Frem, but Josh Frem didn't offer him anything to get tired with. Once he got him down, he was able to lie on top of him. And if you notice, Petroski didn't even go for any subs, whether he was too afraid to or whether he was just too comfortable lying on top of Frem, who had no idea how to get up. Who knows? But the thing here is that he's going to probably be able to do the thing to Dylan Butka, especially when Butka gets tired. I think Petroski is also live for a knockout after that happens because he does have power. And yeah, I
Some
think
good ground and pound too.
yeah, good ground and pound. You got to say. Also, I just wanted to say that this may not be correct, but I think Dylan Butka actually may be more accredited of a wrestler than Andre Petrovsky is when it comes to his experience from the past. But that's not really going to matter here. I got to say that fighting Cesar Almeida for your first fight, along with, well, it was both their first fight, but he's like a freak in nature with a weird body, and I can't really blame him for losing that fight, but at the same time, I see a lot of red flags. So yeah, the pick is going to be Petrovsky.
I mean, if Cesar Almeida was able to take down Dylan Butka, for sure Andre Petroski is going to be able to do it, man. And again, Butka hasn't fought anybody. He fought in the LFA, and then in the Dana White's Contender Series got that win. But then right away he lost to Cesar Almeida by knockout. And Petrovski's just a better fighter, man. He's just fought the better fighters. I mean, a win over Wellington Turman, a win over Gerald Mearshart. We just saw how good Gerald Mearshart is. Now, he did lose to Michel Pereira by knockout, but Michel Pereira is amazing. And he lost to Jacob Malkoun, who's also very good. So he's only losing to top-tier fighters. And then just recently, like I said, the last fight beat Josh Frem. So definitely see Andre Petroski getting the win here against Dylan Butka. He just has to avoid getting cracked because his chin is a bit suspect. But I see Andre Petroski using his wrestling and grappling to take down Dylan Butka, get him on the ground. Like you said, maybe get some control time, lay on top of him, and hopefully get some ground and pound or a submission in that one. So I got Petroski winning this one by finish. I think he gets a KO or a submission on Dylan Butka there. All right.
All right.
We're in agreement. I thought when you were shaking your head and stuff on the things, I thought you were going for Dylan for sure there.
No, even if I'm picking them in a particular fight, I'm not gonna laud them with praise if I don't think they're that good. I still don't think Petroski's that good. We're gonna have to see when he gets some better competition, right? I don't think Butka is it.
All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. We got the ladies going after it here. Jacqulyn Amarim versus Vanessa Demopolis. What's your take on this one here, Andy O?
Yeah, my take here is I gotta go with the dancer that dances like it's her first dance of the night and her last dance, man. All the energy and all the go-get-'em attitude and all the sloppiness and the wildness on the feet. I'm going with Vanessa Demopolis here. Jacqulyn Amora maybe is more skilled overall, especially when it comes to submissions, but Vinopolis has twice the experience as her, and as far as I can tell, Amarim's submissions come from like arm bars. So if Demopolis can keep that in her mind, be all squirmy down there, never giving up down there, I'm pretty sure she can avoid the armbar. And I'm looking for Amarim to get tired out by the end if Demopolis extends it. I know she's a big dog here, but she came through for me before, so I'm gonna go with Demopolis on this one, man, by decision.
All right. Well, I do think that Demopolis could be a sneaky dog because of her, her robbery decision wins that she gets all the time. But Jacqulyn Amarim is the pick for me, man. Jacqulyn Amarim is going to be 1 inch taller, but she's going to have a massive, massive 8.5 inch reach. Sorry, no, sorry. What am I saying? Wait, 15. She's going to have almost a 9 inch reach advantage, 8.5 inch reach advantage, man. Eight
Vanopolis
and a
is
half inch reach advantage.
that is huge, but Vanopolis's kicks are going to be able to take some of that away. Remember,
Dude, man, Jacqulyn Amarim is all she has to do is stay at a distance, strike better. She's going to be faster. She's going to have land more strikes, I think, than Vanessa. And then all she has to do is get her on the ground. Jacqulyn Amarim is a submission specialist, man. She is really, really good at black belt and BJJ. Very good on the ground. She did get a knee bar, so it's not all arm bars. She did get a knee bar to Levith Young in the LFA, but yeah, I do see that she does get a lot of arm bars. But she did get a knockout too on Montserrat Caneo Ruiz in her second fight in the UFC. She lost to Sam Hughes by decision in her first, but she did knock out Montserrat Caneo Ruiz and also sub Corey McKenna. So listen, Jacqulyn Amarim is a very skillful fighter, man. I think she's better.
Tuck your arms in, Demopolis.
You even admitted that she has more skill.
She does.
She's got 6 submissions in her 8 wins. She's got no decision wins. All of her wins come by finish. 6 submissions and 2 knockouts. Man, if there's going to be a finish, Jacqulyn Amarim will be the one to do it. I haven't seen Vanessa Demopolis finish anybody. She's gone to a split decision against Emily Ducote, which some people think that Emily Ducote won that one. A lot of people are saying that was a robbery. She won a unanimous decision against Kanako Murata. She lost to Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and she got a split against Jinyu Fry, man. And Jinyu Fry was not that great, and she got a split decision win against Jinyu Fry, man. So
you're talking about being 4-1 is the worst thing in the world.
I'm just saying that Vanessa basically gets fluky wins. Okay, the Jinyu Fry one was a fluky win, and the Emily Ducote one was a fluky win. I think those were robbery decision wins. She should have lost. She literally should be instead of 11-5, she should be 8-5. You know what I mean? With all those robbery decision wins that she gets. But Jacqulyn Amarim is the up-and-comer, man, 29 years old. Don't forget, Vanessa's 35, almost in that old bitch age range. And again, I love the 8.5 inch reach advantage, man. Jacqulyn Amarim all the way. I got her winning by submission or decision in this one. I don't think she knocks out Vanessa because Vanessa's a little monster there, they call her. She's tough. I don't think she gets knocked out, but I think Jacqulyn could latch up a sub or win by decision. I think she's just better than her, just a better fighter overall.
I think that's gonna be easier said than done the longer the fight goes because it's gonna be hard to keep that range despite that reach advantage. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I know you're happy that you got Vanessa at the crazy dog odds like
I am.
10 years ago. This guy getting his bets in months in advance.
This particular one just stood out for me, based on a lot of things. So let's go Demopolis.
We'll talk about the betting on Friday, but let's move on up to the next fight. We got Gabriel Santos versus Yi Zha. Who you got here, man? No, is it your turn or my turn? It's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, this guy Yi Zha is really pretty good, man. This guy has some grappling. He could fight. He's pretty decent. But the thing is about this guy, though, coming out of Asia, the guy's only fought a bunch of cans, man. He hasn't fought anybody good. The road to UFC, just beating a bunch of Asian cans. He hasn't fought anybody that's any good at all. And then when he did fight somebody that was good, which was Ji Young Lee, he in the UFC he lost his first fight in the UFC against Jiang Li to a split decision there.
And even he's not that great.
Exactly. Gabriel Santos is a very, very good fighter, man. Very good at grappling. He's very good at wrestling. He's got some jiu-jitsu as well. He can punch. He can strike. He had a very impressive win in his UFC. An impressive fight. Sorry, in his UFC debut against Lerone Murphy. That ended up being a split decision, man. But some people say that. Gabriel Santos won that fight. Some people
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, but it was a good fight.
It was a close fight, and to a champ like Lerone Murphy, you know what I mean? And then he fought David Onama, got knocked out by him, and Onama also another very, very good fighter. So I think this is a huge step up in competition for Yija. I don't think he's ready for it. I think that Gabriel Santos is going to be the better fighter. He's going to have a 2-inch height advantage as well. He's going to be a bigger guy, and I think he's going to be able to get the win here. I think that if he takes him down, the ground and pound is live there, and knockouts live as well. He's got some hard punches, so I think he could beat Yija. I got him winning Gabriel Santos here by knockout or decision.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Gabriel Santos as well. Just like you were saying against Lerone Murphy, who, by the way, should work out a little more. And David Onama, those are two really tough fights in the UFC. Now he's at risk of losing his third, and that's never a good thing with new guys coming in. But I think he's gonna beat who is it here? Yija in this one. I don't think he's going to get the finish, though. I think Yija is going to be really trying to get him down a lot, and Santos can get taken down. Yija is going to be looking for those subs, so he's got to be really careful about that. But in the end, I think he's going to get a decision win. I think he's going to be able to stay away from those from getting submitted, and I think he's going to get the more strikes and the more powerful strikes. So volume and damage, let's give the decision to Santos.
The thing about this fight too is the fact that both of these guys have submissions. I mean, obviously, Yija has an impressive 14 subs, 5 knockouts, 14 submission wins, and 6 decisions. But again, who did he fight? You know, it's a bunch of lower level.
Oh no, he's getting those subs on weaker guys that don't have the defense of a Santos, you know. But the thing with Jai is going to be looking for those subs a lot more than Santos, you know, like because
and the thing is also is that
his way to win, you know.
Yeah, but Santos also has submissions. So this is where you'll see like these fights when they pan out sometimes is you got 2 grapplers and 2 submission guys coming at each other. Most of the time what ends up happening is they can't take each other down, or they have a hard time keeping each other on the ground. So the fight ends up being a stand-up fight. And if that's the case, I got Gabriel Santos being the stronger guy and landing harder punches, man. So I think this fight stays on the feet more. I think Yija tries to get the takedowns, but Gabriel Santos will fend them off and will not make it easy on Yija to get any takedowns. I think that Gabriel Santos might get some takedowns of his own and take down Yija. And
I think they'll both get a few takedowns.
Yeah, but I think the fight stays on the feet for the most part, and that's why I like Gabriel Santos there to get the knockout on the feet or win by decision, just outstriking Yija there. So there you go. We are in agreement, both having Gabriel Santos there, looking good. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Andre Lima versus Felipe dos Santos. Man, this is a tough one. Who you got here, Endio?
It is kind of a tough one. Here I'm going to go with Felipe dos Santos, though. And I just think he has he's more high output and he has more intensity. Lima likes to clinch more. And the thing I noticed with Lima, he's that guy who got bitten by that other guy.
That's right.
If you remember, right? You want
he got the tattoo of the bite.
And then he goes and gets a bite tattoo. You know what? Thing with him is that he probably deserved it, because I probably overlooked in that particular fight how much he cheats and how frustrated his opponent was in order to bite him. Not that that's the right thing to do, but in his next fight, he cheated as well. So he's like always looking for that advantage. It makes you wonder, you know? So Felipe dos Santos, I think he's probably the better fighter overall. And I believe he's slightly younger as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah, he's a couple years younger.
He's a couple years younger. But yeah, the thing with him, as we pointed out in in other fights is the fights he had prior to this one. And I'm just pulling it up now here, quick. Yeah, against Victor Altamirano, who I consider a very tough guy who can always go to the end and give you a fight. He beat him going all the way. And he also lost to Manel Cap in a very close split decision. Another one, some say he won that fight. I think Cap won the fight, but it was very close. And I think Cap is a tougher first opponent to have in the UFC than Lima would be a first opponent to have. Because Cappy is kind of weird there, you know? And for like a young guy for his first fight in the UFC with Cappy, you know, taking his time. The young guy's going to be like, my God, what's he cooking up, this Cappy, you know? Lima would have been an easier opponent, I find, and that's why he's an even easier opponent now. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy fight for him, but that's kind of the logic behind that one. So give me the underdog Dos Santos this time to beat the cheat out of Lima. Who do
Yeah,
you got,
uh,
Olivia?
yeah, man. For this one, this is going to be a banger of a fight, man. This fight
Oh,
is going to
can
be
I,
amazing.
can I just say one quick thing also? Is Lima's record 9-0, Dos Santos 8-1. If you see what the odds are right now, the odds could easily be flipped with Dos Santos being the favorite if the records were reversed. Just saying.
Right. Here's the thing about these two, man. These two guys are going to put on a show. It's going to be a banger of a fight for sure. But if you remember in the fight against Igor Severino, Andre Lima was actually losing that fight. Okay, he was losing that fight until he got bit. Igor was very dumb to bite him because he was winning the fight.
He was also in a dominant position when he bit him.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
I don't remember exactly what happened
yeah.
there, but yeah, he was in a dominant position there. He could have won the fight. He was taking down Andre Lima in that fight. He was outstriking him. He was doing more. He was winning the fight. And what happened with the bite was Andre Lima was grabbing the cage a whole bunch of times.
He was
Even with
frustrated.
the eye pokes, eye poking, grabbing the cage, all kinds of different things, and he frustrated the guy. And I think it was the guy Igor's first time in the UFC fighting as
Yes, it was.
he went ahead and bit him there like an idiot. But you know, after that, Mitch Raposo, he got a split decision win against Mitch Raposo there. Mitch
And he
Raposo,
was also cheating.
yeah, and he also cheated in that fight as well. You know, so Mitch Raposo's okay, but some people say that that was a robbery. Yeah, I like Felipe Dos Santos. He's going to be the longer fighter. He's going to have a 2.5, almost 3 inch reach advantage. He's a very good Chuto box fighter. This guy, you know, he's got the style like the Chuto box guys. A lot of kicks, a lot of straight punches. And if the fight gets scrappy, he's good. He can take you down. He's good on the ground. He's got some jiu-jitsu as well. Yeah, I like the overall toughness of Felipe Dos Santos. And I also like the fact that he's got some submissions and he's very scrappy. And I think he gets the win here as well over Andre Lima. I think Andre Lima, I find he fights too wild, leaves himself open to get hit at times, and doesn't really have much of any skill. He's just a wild fighter. So yeah, we are in agreement. I got Felipe Santos winning this one. I say he wins by decision as well. These are both flyweights there. It's going to be hard to get a finish for these guys.
Yeah, I'll call decision too.
All right, man. So we are in agreement with that fight as well. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We are at Isaac Delgarian versus Brendan Morat. This fight shouldn't even have been sanctioned. I don't even know why this fight happened here. This is ridiculous. Obviously, Brendan Morat's going to lose. The guy's you know, I think it's 25-1 or something ridiculous. It's crazy, the odds. But it's in due, you know, it's in due right, man. The guy is a beast. Isaac Delgarian's a beast, man. He's way out of the league for Brendan Morat. You know, he's tough. He's fought better fighters. Yeah, I see him finishing him in the first round. Should be an easy one, man. Knockout or submission for Delgarian in round one, man.
Yeah, you just gotta picture the Delgarian ground and pound smashing this kid up. Um, yeah, Marat, man, when you look back at what he's done besides getting smashed by by what's his name early in the fight.
Yeah, Terrence McKinney finished him
Yeah.
right away, and I think the same thing will happen here.
And that's fair enough. Terrence McKinney, if he wins a fight, it's going to be that way. But the guy's not active. The guy's like not even that young. He's like 28 or 29, and I don't even think he's a real kind of like guy they signed to keep around. He's like a guy signed to make a guy like Delgarian look good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like beating up on this guy, if he beats him like really badly, what does this really do for Delgarian? Anyway, yeah, I predict a ground and pound finish for Delgarian at the 253 mark of the first.
I think what's happening here is that Delgarian started off really good in the UFC. He beat Francis Marshall. He knocked him out with a ground and pound. And Francis Marshall, we saw how good he is.
Yeah, but even Delgarian's better than him.
Yeah, both of us picked Francis Marshall to win in the last event, and Francis Marshall is really good, and Delgarian ended up knocking him out. He did lose to Christian Rodriguez by split decision, and Christian Rodriguez is also very, very, very good as well. So I think what they did here, the UFC, is they gave him a layup here to beat this guy as a tune-up fight for his next fight. That's what I think they're doing for Delgarian. Give him a tune-up fight after that loss, and set him up for a better fight after this one. I think he's going to destroy Brendan Morat, get that confidence back up for his next fight after that. So that's what
Yeah, and the reason he won that fight against Delgarian, Christian Rodriguez, is because he just outlasted the beating.
Mhm.
And he's tough as nails. And Christian Rodriguez, very good, right? And I think Delgarian even had a 10-8 round in there early on. And
Yeah, he kind of gassed out towards the end, Delgarian.
yeah, so what I'm saying here is that there's no way he can survive that beating that Christian Rodriguez took.
That's it, man. So we
Brendan
are in
Moreau
agreement.
cannot, yeah, Brendan Moreau cannot survive that.
There's no
So
way, man. I see a first round finish here. We'll see what I don't even think it's bettable for the betting. If we see something that's worthwhile for the first round, we'll see what the first round prop looks like. But if it's not if it's not anything decent, they're not even worth betting this fight. You could put a little salt tap on Marot there. I think it's at 11 times your money now at this point, so it's ridiculous. All right, moving on up to the main event of the prelims here. We got Ovince St. Preux versus Ryan Spann.
all right. This I said to myself, I don't think I can ever bet Ryan Spann again. You know, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go with OSP. Thing about OSP is that he gets in there and he doesn't look like a guy who doesn't want to be there. He looks like a guy who just happens to be there, right? Like instead of sitting on the couch and relaxing, he happens to be in a fight in the UFC, so he's going to do his thing. I'm hoping he brings at least a gas tank to this one, and I'm looking for his opponent here to make a stupid mistake, Ryan Spann, because that's what he does. I know he's 42 years old, but I have absolutely no faith in Ryan Spann. We'll get into the betting about how this is going to work on Friday, but I'm going to go with the old Ovince St. Preux. And another thing, he may look like he's not fighting a fight or his mind is elsewhere, but the guy still enters grappling competitions. And I'd love to see his face on knees, with no risk getting hit to the face. But anyway, yeah, like no confidence pick here for good old OSP. Why not?
Man, you've got some balls there, man. I can't do it with OSP. Unfortunately, his volume is too low. He doesn't do enough in the cage. He doesn't throw enough. He doesn't do enough output. He stays there frozen for so long in his fights, man. Doesn't throw any punches. Dances around. Barely throws any punches.
Dances around.
He doesn't do much, man. I can't do it, man. He has no output. I hate the way he strikes. I got to go with Ryan Spann, even though Ryan Spann has lost 3 fights in a row. They're to good fighters, man. Anthony Smith, Nikita Krylov, Bogdan Guskov. He lost to some good fighters, man.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about OSP.
He
right?
did beat Jan Cutelaba, and he beat Dominic Reyes by knockout and subbed Jan Cutelaba. So he beats the guys he could beat.
Is that better than Kenny Nunchawaku by split decision? Is that better than losing to Linz and Andre Petroski, your favorite?
I really think that Ryan Spann could beat Ovin St. Preux based on the volume. Also, not to mention he'll be 2 inches taller. I think that his leg kicks are going to be a problem for Ovin St. Preux. Ryan Spann's leg kicks are pretty good, and his takedowns also. If he takes down Ovin St. Preux, he's got some submissions as well. Ryan Spann.
I kind of hope he does take him down. You're right. He probably would be wise to take him down, except for one thing. Maybe we'll see the return for one last time of the famous Von Flute OSP.
The Von Flute choke for St. Preux. Hey, we'll see, but I highly doubt it, man. Ovin St. Preux could be a sneaky dog pick in the betting, but I got Ryan winning this one. I'm going to go with the youth, 33 years old, man. I'm
not for the betting, which is later on. I'm not saying go out of your way and bet the house on OSP here, but I'm just running with him for the pick here.
There you have it, folks. These are our early predictions for the prelims. Me and Andy O in disagreement in 2 of the 7 fights of the prelims. We disagreed on obviously. What's his face? Ziggy Mantis and Nathan Fletcher we disagreed on, and we disagree on this fight here. So
we also disagreed on Amarim and Demopolis.
Oh yeah, Amarim. So we disagreed on 3 fights. Damn. All right. So you have it, folks. Like and subscribe. We are back. KMMA. Listen to our main card video coming up next.
KMMA, baby.
Peace out, folks.